Welcome to NHK World Direct Talk. In the 1980s, fast food was beginning to spread, but Carlo Petrini launched the slow food movement to rediscover traditional food culture and the joy of fine cuisine. Slow food found sympathetic ears around the world, growing to 100,000 members in 160 countries. This was through building networks of producers and preserving traditional foodstuffs. Today, Carlo Petrini continues to sound the alarm against the rising industrialization and homogenization of food worldwide. He explains his views of the relationship we should have with food. The idea of food as the basis of life, as something we enjoy in a leisurely way with our families. That idea of food has changed radically in modern times.
I believe also that the way we prepare food is important, so that we do not need a very long time to eat. However, it is still necessary to pay attention and give value to the act of consuming food. But this is for our health. First of all, for our health. If food becomes just fuel to be consumed, you see, we lose our existential nature. We become machines with the sole purpose of producing. Slow food was created on precisely the opposite proposition. Pay more attention, have a calmer life, less hectic, because those who mistake speed with efficiency are fools. Because many times, haste causes us to do the wrong things. So maybe it's best to return to more livable and relaxed rhythms.
Bra is a town in the Piedmont region northwest of Italy. It's located at about an hour's drive from Torino. Carlo Petrini was born into this small community with a rich culinary culture in 1949. In 1977, Petrini began contributing articles about wine and food to national newspapers in Italy, and he founded the slow food movement at the age of 40. It was the arrival of fast food shops in Italy that spurred Petrini to start this movement. He feared that the industrialization of food was a big threat. The movement's activities branch off in many directions. For example, the Slow Food Presidia undertakes activities to preserve local ingredients and traditional culinary methods worldwide. To date, the Presidia has saved some 500 ingredients and techniques in 60 countries. This is a kind of sausage found only in the Valdesi valleys of Piedmont using pig's blood. This sausage was in danger of being shut out of the market because it did not meet existing hygiene standards for using blood as food. By making efforts into hygiene management, the movement succeeded in preserving the sausage.
The most important thing is that I want to see what's behind the food that I'm eating. And when we want to look at what's behind the dish, we have to look not merely at the flavor, but also at the values of the people who created it. If everyone pays attention, we can supply the answers needed to change the current food policy. Conversely, if we don't consider these questions and just consume, 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 we won't reach awareness. I will also tell you one thing. When we make the effort to learn what's behind a dish, it makes that dish more delicious. It also gives you greater willingness and curiosity to pursue your own health and the pleasure of food.
In 2004, the slow food movement established one of the world's only universities dedicated to gastronomic sciences. The university teaches nearly 500 students from 85 countries worldwide. These students conduct academic research into the nature of food from a variety of approaches, including chemistry, economics, and sociology. The mission of the university is to cultivate professionals of the food industry, or gastronomes, to bring renewed focus to the nature of food in modern society.
All living beings have the right to have good, clean, and fair food. So be aware of the economic aspects of food. Be aware of things that are dysfunctional. Prevent the exploitation of farmers, and in some cases, also forms of slavery taking place, even in our country, by underpaying farmers. So this is the job of a gastronome. At this university, we believe that in order to be fair, we must keep all three principles at heart. We must be sensitive not only to the sensory aspects of food, but also to its environmental and productive dimensions. In this way, a gastronome becomes a true professional.
As the ranks of the next generation of gastronomes begin to grow, Petrini himself continues to inquire into the meaning and condition of food around the world.
The
reason why I have worked, and I still work in this field, is because I can see that the condition of food is becoming increasingly problematic, with major contradictions. The most important contradiction is the unsustainability of the global food system, which contributes to the destruction of the environment. Right in front of our eyes, we can all see the systematic loss of biodiversity, with thousands and thousands of fruit and vegetable species and animal breeds disappearing. To understand what I'm talking about, you just have to look around you. This is not because of globalization. Globalization is a natural event, and such things can have positive as well as negative aspects. Therefore, I repeat, it is not because of globalization. It is because of an economic system that is not working. That is destroying local communities, that is devastating local economies in order to advance a type of economy based on finance and markets. Fresh products cannot travel around the world. We have to consume them locally. Processed products can travel and have always traveled. So we need to differentiate between the two. Strengthening local economies doesn't mean closing oneself to the outside world. It means keeping one's eyes open to what's going on in the world. We need to change methods. The globalized food economy of intensive production with monocultures is no longer sustainable.
lavorare per la diversità.
We need to work for diversity and produce food as close to us as possible, not ship it all over the world. The fresh food, I mean.
Fresco. Questo
This isn't rocket science. It's just common sense.
è buon senso. È un atto d'amore per la terra e anche di
Eating is an act of love for the earth and also of respect for those who produce this food,
specialmente
meaning for those who produce it and those who offer it to us.
in questo dono del cibo.
This gift of food is a great act of love.
La responsabilità
So behind this gift of food, behind our diet, lies our responsibility to always live in harmony together and care for others.
rapporto di convivialità e di attenzione verso gli altri. Voilà.
And there it is. Food culture must be an act of love and brotherhood.
Condividere
This means that sharing food is an act of love and brotherhood, not of selfishness. It is not an act of closing ourselves off, but opening ourselves towards others and towards love for the world.